So, welcome back to our Roblox in Unity series. Last time, I've been showing you how you can create 3D models for your game. And what I want to teach you today is how to create a real third-person player for your player model like in Roblox. And next time we're gonna focus on multiplayer. Also, please drop your choices in the comments on what Roblox game you want to learn more about. But before we start, please subscribe if you haven't already. And now in Unity, I think I want to give you a quick overlook of my project before we convert our player model into an actual game object in Unity. So what we got so far is our directional light, which is here by default. Then I added this plane, so we got some kind of ground. And our default main camera, whose angle I think I modified a bit. And now let's create our player. This we do by right-clicking, create empty, call it player, reset its transform, and drag your player model right here. Make it a bit smaller, adjust the model's Y position a bit, and then put the player right onto the ground. Next, add a capsule collider and make sure that it covers your player's model. Add a rigid body and freeze its X and Z rotation. And finally, add the player third-person script that you can find in the description, or use your own one. And if you're curious how it looks like so far, and as you can tell by taking a look at this edge, our player is moving correctly by pressing WASD or the arrow keys. So the only thing we're missing now is jumping and some awesome animations. To add jumping though, select the player, click right and add a new empty game object, call it jump hitbox, and add a box collider to it, enable its trigger and make it like 0.2 on all its axes, so that you can see like that it's intersecting into the floor. So now that jumping is working as well, let's take a look at how to add our animations. So select the player again, go to the animation tab, which you can add through window and animation, and create a new animation. Call your animation like player idle, and we can leave that as it is, as we want our player to be in its default state here. Then let's add a new animation, call it like player walk, and make sure to enable automatic keyframes, and then expand your player model, rotate one arm like that by pressing E, and reconnect it to the shoulder by pressing W. Do the very same thing with your leg, and vice versa for the other half of your player's body. Then once this is done, go to your next step in your animation window, like 1 minute, and reverse your arms and legs. You can also feel free to leave your player in its misery like that. And afterwards, since we want our walk animation to loop, click onto this keyframe at the very top and hit Ctrl and C to copy and paste it like at 2 minutes. Now we can make some smooth transitions by clicking right, make transition to player idle, and vice versa. Select the transition from walk to idle and disable has exit time, and set the transition duration to, well, let's say 0.5. Go to parameters and add a new boolean, call it idle with a lowercase letter at the beginning, and make the condition to go from player walk to player idle. Then idle should be true, and for the transition on the other side, idle should be false, like that. Select the transition from player idle to player walk, disable has exit time again, and set the transition duration to 2.4. And now you can go for it and try it out again. And as you see, our animations are looking awesome. Our player is slowly starting to move, and by releasing the key, he will calmly stop moving and stand still as he should be. So that is everything we needed for our player. Also, if you liked this video, there is an extended version of it that you can find on Patreon, where you can also find this whole demo project, where I show you how the player script works, like from the outside perspective, as well as code-wise. So please go check that out, and I'll see you next time.